And as we make our way down onto the back body, again, finding that support maybe for underneath the head, lifting the chest, opening up through the collarbone. Just take whatever leg position here feels good. And with knees resting on each other and the feet wide. Again, if you're just getting up and the low back feels a little tight from the 108 sun salutations that you did yesterday, take constructive rest pose. Let the knees rest. Let space come into the whole pelvic bowl, the low back, the sacrum. Close down the eyes and just take a moment to arrive. Arms can be reached out and away from the body. Or maybe if you need a little more grounding, if you're got a lot of chatter happening in the mind, you place the palms belly to heart. And there, just let the mind trace the breath through the body as the hands rise and fall. Big breath in through the nose, inflating all the way down to the belly. And then release the breath slow, release the body slow. And just welcome yourself to your practice. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And if you're in constructive rest, heel toe the feet to center. Remove whatever prop you're using underneath the shoulders or the head or the knees. Come back, take a full body stretch. Again, just feel into the long line, toes to the fingers. And then leaving the left leg long, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Nice and easy, just draw it in. Circle through the ankle if that feels good, or point and flex. Just bringing a little blood flow to the toe joints, to the ankle. And then release the clasp and just bring the arms back out to a T. This time palms down, reaching the fingers away. And with that right knee hugging in towards that outer chest, begin 3 slow circles. So that right knee comes up by the shoulder, out to the side, down towards the feet, and then we draw it slowly back in towards the chest. So take 3 slow movements through the hip joint. And finishing that round, reverse it for 3 slow circles. And then draws it back in. Again, we're not using our hands here. We're using the power of our hips and our core. Find your resting tree. Bring that right sole of the foot to rest right inside the left inner thigh. Right knee falls off to the right. And again, if that block is handy for you, or the towel or bolster, to slide underneath that right thigh. Allow yourself to come to a place of stillness, of no effort, just ease. One more breath here, nice full inhale through the nose. And as you exhale slow, we'll begin to deepen that hip stretch by bringing that right ankle to rest on top of the left thigh, just above the knee, not on the knee. That right foot is flexed. And with the elevation of the ankle, there's more depth for that right knee to fall. So again, if you need the support, slide something underneath the thigh so that the weight of the leg, the knee, and gravity can do all the work. 3 deep breaths here. Last breath. Release any clenching now. Let those hips be heavy. And then bend into the left knee. Plant the left foot right next to the left sit bone. So coming into this figure 4 shape here. Make sure that right foot is flexed, toes pointing back towards the shins. Use the right fingertips lightly inside the inner thigh, just to send the right knee away from the body. Any amount to begin to create some space from the front of the hip to the side of the hip into the glutes. Maybe a little rock. Maybe a little exploration on this side. So if you release those fingertips, allow that right knee to fall in towards the chest. And maybe with that left hand, allow it to come over towards the left shoulder. So a different kind of a stretch from that low back to the outer hip. And if you're using the hand, release the hand and let the knee go back. Come to neutral first, both hips level. Then send the knee towards the bottom of your mat without the use of your hands here. Engage your core, engage all of the muscles of the hip flexors. Belly is in and the breath is flowing and the knee presses away. Big breath. And then as you're ready, pick up that whole leg structure and draw that right shin in close to the chest. So coming into all fours, now you can interlace around the left hamstring or even the left shin. Whatever does not bring tension into the upper body. So recheck, shoulders, face, upper body at rest. As you draw in the shin, take a moment to just bring all your focus to the right hip. See where you can release the muscles just a little more and more. Soften through the pelvis as the tailbone rests. One more breath. And then release the clasp. Arms back out to a T. This time let's bring palms up. So reach the fingers away. Left foot comes back down towards the mat. As we glue the legs exactly as they are, we're going to drop the knees over to the right. A gentle spinal twist. Shoulders stay nice and level on the mat. You can slide that left foot out and away to deepen the stretch, bringing the knees closer to the mat. And using the weight of that right ankle resting on the outside of the left thigh, just bring your focus from the hip through the IT band down to the knee. And just rest there. 2 breaths. Engage the core. Everything comes back to center. Re-level through those hip points. Draw the belly in. Take it over to the left now. So the right sole of the foot is going to make its way to something. A block, the floor, your mat, just so you can make a connection. I like to take my left hand to wrap around the right ankle. Just allows me to secure the foot so that when I ask my knee to press away from my body without any force or use of hands. My foot is stable. When I find my end point, maybe then I take my right arm overhead, rest on the back of the right hand, reach through the right fingertips. Now notice where you feel the stretch and take a nice deep breath in and a slow breath out. Right hand returns. Left hand takes away from that ankle. Bring the knees back up to center. One moment to just sink through the hips and then release the ankle, knees coming to chest. So anything that feels good here, let that tailbone rise with you. Nice stretch in the low back, maybe rock. And we'll extend the right leg long. Hug the left knee in. And then we'll release that. Bring the arms to cactus, goalpost arms now, palms up, resting on the back of the hands, back of the forearms. As you take the in-breath, nice slow circles. Left knee out to the left, towards the bottom of the mat, and draw it back in. Working right into the hip. The rest of the body is at ease. It's nice and still. Use your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll reverse it. Nice 3 big circles. And then making our way to resting tree pose on this side. Bring the sole of the foot inside the right inner thigh. Let that left knee fall open. Different side here. This one might need a little more support. So notice, are you trying to hold the weight of that leg up? Prop something underneath the outer thigh so that, again, the hips stay level. You create all of the space and it's gravity and weight doing all the work. Let yourself open. Beginning to deepen this just a bit. We'll pick up that left ankle, prop it on the right thigh, just above the knee. Make sure you keep a flex in that left foot. Let the left knee fall deeper. A little bit more opening through the front and side of the left hip. And again, permission to prop that knee up. 3 big breaths. On your next in-breath, keep the ankle where it is. Take a bend into that right knee. Bring yourself to the figure 4. So the right foot plants. Use the hands on the inner thigh to gently send the left knee away. Create some space there, right in the front of the hip. And then, just like what we did, release that and let that knee fall in towards the center. Maybe using the right hand now, draw it across the body towards the right shoulder. Breathe into the stretch in the back of the left glute. And we'll gently release that. Allow the knee to go back to neutral. And then without the use of the hands, maybe the knee goes back further, a little further towards the back of the mat. Take a full breath. And on your exhale, lift the legs, bring them in towards the chest. As they arrive, maybe interlace around the right hamstring or the right shin. Upper body soft. As you release the body, just bring the focus to the left hip. Taking nice deep breaths, nice slow exhales. Allow the hips to be heavy. One more breath. And then we'll release that clasp. Right foot comes back to the mat. Legs stay just as they are as we drop the knees over to the left. So here again, the weight of the ankle on the outside of the right thigh. Allow the knees to come down towards the mat. Slide that bottom foot out and away. Shoulders stay soft and level. Notice where you feel the stretch here. Full deep breath in. Slow breath out. Two more. Big breath in. And out. Last one. On the next inhale, bring the knees back up to neutral. Just level out the hips for a moment. And then send the whole leg structure over to the opposite side. So the left foot comes to the surface of a block or your pal or the floor. Right hand might wrap around the left ankle. Take a moment here as you arrive to send that knee to point it up towards the ceiling. If it's comfortable there, maybe you encourage it to just take a little bit further towards the back of your mat. Use your breath now, wherever you are. Take a full breath in and an exhale. And then reaching the left arm overhead now. So your back of the left hand reaches away from the head. Soften the shoulders and the face. Breathe through the whole side body. And then we'll release the left hand back down. Right hand releases from the ankle. Draw the core, knees back up. Unravel both knees into the chest. Squeeze in. Again, let the tailbone ride with you. Pause. And as you squeeze in and the tailbone rises, maybe the shoulders, the shoulder blades, shoulder tips, and head rise off the mat, forming a nice, tight little ball. And then inhale, nice and slow. Shoulders and head come down. Feet come down. Open up the knees right and left, finding your supine Baddha Konasana cobbler butterfly pose. So draw the heels in close to the inner thighs. Again, resting palms on the belly and on the heart. Maybe pick up the chest a bit so you can squeeze the shoulder blades together, dropping the shoulder tips away from the face. Close down the eyes. Soften the breath. And if you're here for the 20-minute practice, they'll join you in 2 breaths, all of us together. And then invite yourself to just turn off your device and stay for a couple more minutes before you greet the day. All of us here, full deep breath in and slow exhale. Inhale and exhale. And for those of us continuing, take 2 breaths on your own. And then we'll bring our hands to the outside of the thighs and gently draw the knees together. Back into the chest. This time, resting the hands lightly on top of the knees. We're going to send the knees away from each other to the side, down towards the bottom of the mat, and then draw them straight into the heart center. So big, wide, down and in. And as you do this, it's an internal, external rotation of the hip that I want you to notice from the tailbone rolling up the back, rolling through the spine. Reverse that action now. Take it all the way down to the tailbone, roll it in. 2 more. And then 1 more squeeze in. Bring the hands behind the knee crease. We're going to rock and roll our way up to a seat. So if this is not comfortable on your back, please take a fetal position to the side and bring yourself up. So otherwise, we're going to tuck in. We're going to begin slow. Use some momentum. Core and more. Maybe with the momentum, as I fall off of my mat, you bring yourself to balance first. Belly's in, shoulders back, chest is up. Beautiful. And then we'll find our all fours. In our all fours position, again, please enjoy something underneath the sit bones, just to get that nice pelvic tilt and to allow the knees to relax beside the body. Resting the hands comfortably on the thighs. That imaginary wall that's behind us, lift those shoulder tips up and back so that they're resting on the wall. Back of the head, doing the exact resting. So we have this nice, proud, tall structure here. Take a moment, just drop the chin to the chest. So we're not falling forward. It's almost like you're doing a double chin here. And notice the back of the neck. Notice whatever space you might be creating there. Notice any tightness that you might need to just breathe a little bit deeper, a little bit longer, to allow the nervous system to relax, to allow the neck, the top of the shoulders, the shoulder tips to relax. Take a full breath. Let it go slow. And then on your inhale, slowly bring your head back to neutral. Release the hands to the side of the body. Inhaling nice and full. Lift the arms out to the side, up towards the heavens. Hands find prayer. Bend the elbows, send the prayer to the back of the heart. Squeeze those elbows in. Send the prayer back up and drop it to the front of the heart and release. So 4 more times, inhaling, we're doing this slow, we're reaching, expand, 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 lift up, bring the palms together, bend the elbows, thumbs touch the back, nice stretch into the triceps, and then send it up and bring it in. 3 more on your own. Use your breath. This one, as you bring it up, find your prayer. Tap the prayer to the back. Reach it back, re-extend. Tap the prayer to the front. Soften the shoulders. And then drop the palms to the mat. So before we go anywhere, please Check the spine, nice long spine. Belly, pelvis draws in and scoops up. So we're going to maintain the length in the spine and the neck like one long rod. Walk the hands forward. So as you walk forward, the tendency is that the sit bones are going to roll with you. Okay, so let's not go that far. Once you find that the sit bones are trying to press forward, press back into your palms, draw that belly in, sink the hips back. So in doing this, belly's in, little pressure in the palms, hips going back. Begin to notice maybe some length in the low back. It's a lot of tightness. When we begin to open up our hips and our hip flexors, it begins to open up the low back. So here is an opportunity to just begin to feel into that area of the body. Take a breath in again. See if there's any more room to draw the belly in, and maybe the invitation to walk it out a little bit more. So keep the neck right in line with the spine. Keep the spine nice and long. Soon as you feel like there's not a connection with the seat to the mat, just press into those palms. You'll begin to build that length through the whole back body. And we breathe into that. 3 nice, deep, full breaths. Each breath softening through the chest. Each exhale, maybe the tissue under the arms, a little closer to the mat. One more here. Big breath in. And on the exhale, let's take those hands off the mat over towards the right, just beginning to work into the left side body. So again, reach those left fingertips further away on a diagonal. Nice stretch from that left hip, rib, shoulder joint, elbow and wrist. And use your breath here. Use your breath to see where you're clenching, see where you can soften, see where this is going to feel good. And exhale. Now we're going to keep the torso over here on the right. Just walk those fingertips back towards that right knee. The left hand's going to hook right outside the knee. We're going to take the right hand behind us. Gentle spinal twist. Press into the backhand. Get nice and long. Then turn your torso towards the side wall. Then turn your gaze towards the side wall. So you're going to get a lot more range of motion when the shoulders go first and then the head, because then the neck feels really protected. Take a full deep breath. Let it go. Soften shoulders. One more inhale. And on the exhale, keep the left hand where it is. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, find that extension. Then take that right arm overhead. So elbow stays back. Begin to open up the chest, the heart. Let the head either dangle down for the neck, down towards that shoulder, or maybe take the gaze past the elbow. So you decide how it feels best in your neck. If the leverage of the left hand is too much on the thigh, you can always slide it down to the shin or the ankle. Just maintain the stretch here through the right side body. One more breath. And as you exhale, let that right hand drop over towards that left knee, so the elbows crisscross at center. Again, drop the chin to the chest. Nice, tall, straight spine. Just feel into the back of the neck. And the next breath, pick up the hands. Let's find your eagle arms. So options here. If you don't want to bind this morning, just give yourself the big hug, hands to the back of the shoulders, lift the elbows, or just press the forearms together. Or if you want to double bind, right around the wrist, take the palms together. Lift the elbows up wherever you are. Draw the belly in, and on your inhale, hands away from the face. Inhale, reach the fingertips up as you begin to arch through the spine. When you're ready for the exhale, as slow as you can, begin to round to the spine, tuck the chin. The elbows start to come in towards the ribs. The hands come down towards the mat. The crown of the head falls. Arriving here for one full breath on the inhale. As you breathe into the back body, feel the expansion between the shoulder blades. Exhale, soften in, let the shoulders relax. One more inhale here, big inhale. Breathe into the back lungs, back ribs. Exhale, melt everything in. And then as you're ready for the inhale, we're going to rise up nice and slow. So beginning to straighten through the spine, elbows coming up, fingers reaching up, gaze reaching up. And then return to center. Unravel, open up the arms, just make some circles, and we'll switch the crossing of our legs. Beginning, finding all that length in the spine, sit bones firmly rooted, hands come down to the mat. Again, the same thing, straight spine all the way through the crown of the head here. We're going to begin to walk it out. So again, depending on how tight you are on one side, you may not walk down, doesn't matter. What matters is you press into those palms to send some weight back into the hips. You draw the belly in. You slide the hands to wherever you begin to feel the stretch. So it's not just the hip stretch. This comes into the low back, all the way up the spine. Use your breath, soften where you can soften. And as you gather that belly in, maybe there is more room to slide forward. And when you feel the hips want to roll with you, again, gentle pressure in the palms. Lengthen the arms, send the hips back, and feel the length in the side body and all through the low back. One more breath, just like this. Exhale, slowly see if there's any more room here. Big breath in. And as you exhale, let's travel it off to the left. So as you arrive here, the torso is towards that left thigh. Reach the right fingertips away on a diagonal. And notice here, from the rounding of the glute through the right hip, right ribs, shoulder, wrist, and fingers. Take the full deep breath. And then again, soften where you can soften. Three breaths here. And keeping the torso on this side, begin to walk the fingertips towards that left knee, pressing your way up. Right hand's going to hook right outside the left knee. Left fingertips are going to come behind you. Press into the fingertips, get nice and tall. Then rotate the shoulders to the side and then the head. Take the full deep breath here. Then let the shoulders soften back down the back. Maybe here you play with your optic muscle, see how far back or up or down or to the side. One more full breath. And then as we inhale fully, left arm's going to go up towards the ceiling first. Reach and find all the length. Then take a side bend. So the left finger is coming over the head towards the right. Again, knowing you can adjust that right hand if it's not comfortable outside the thigh, bring it to the shin or the ankle. Just find the space you need here, all on the left side body. Elbow goes back, and again, your choice. If you want a little bit of a stretch for the neck, just let that right ear, right shoulder kind of relax. If you want to gaze up towards that left elbow, find your breath. Nice. And then we'll release that. We'll bring the left hand over towards the right knee. So the elbows again crisscross at center. Tuck in the chin, find some length here in the back of the neck. Sit tall in your spine. And finding our eagle arms here, any variation now, hugging in, squeezing forearms, or if it's there, your bind. Elbows come up shoulder height, draw the hands away from the face. Gather the belly in, take a nice full inhale, lift the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And exhale, slowly begin to curl in. Tuck the chin, round through the spine. Elbows draw in, crown of the head lowers. Arriving here, let the shoulders curl in, draw that belly in. And then take a deep breath into all the space in the upper back body. Big breath in. As you exhale the breath, again, relax the body in and down. One more big breath in here. And exhale, release. And when you're ready for the inhale, big breath in through the nose. Begin to straighten through the spine, lift the elbows, lift the fingers, lift the gaze. And then draw it back to center, open yourself up, give yourself a roll. Beautiful, let's do a little flow now. So nice and easy, come to one side. We're gonna make our way to standing at the top of the mat. So any way that you wanna get there. Maybe here, your blocks on the top of the mat. I'm just gonna adjust the camera, so no issues here. As you arrive to the top of the mat, again, maybe blocks, the feet hip distance apart. Looking down, pick up all 10 toes and spread them wide. And then set them down, pinky toe, slowly all the way to the big toe. As the pads of the toes hit the mat, close down the eyes. Notice those toe pads. Notice the balls of the feet. Slide some weight into the heels. Back into the balls of the feet and the toes. So subtle that if I was looking at you, I wouldn't see the movement. Now draw your hands to prayer at heart center. And shift the weight, blade edge of the foot into the arch. Blade edge to the arch. And then slowly finding your true center. Equal distribution of weight. A slight bend into the knees. Flowing some half sun salutations here on your inhale. Reach the arms out and overhead. Find the prayer, bring it through heart center as you forward fold. Knees can be bent, hands can come to those blocks. Halfway lift. Lift the heart, the collarbone towards the top of your mat. Nice straight spine. And then release and fold. And then inhaling, press into the feet, bend the knees, roll your way up to stand. Reach those arms out and up, hands to heart. Pausing here, soften shoulders. We're going to take 5 more. So each movement, a long breath. Don't rush this. Inhaling, reach up overhead. Exhale. Slow down. Inhale, that nice L shape with the body. Draw in your core. Exhale, fold forward. Let everything dangle. Press into your feet and bend the knees and roll your way up. Arms out, arms reach up. Hands to heart. 3 more now without cueing. I'm not going anywhere. Take 3 more on your own. As you complete your last one, flow the body back into prayer Tadasana. Nice and easy. Take 1 more full breath. We're going to move into our low lunge sequence, Anjane Asana. So as you're ready, inhale, reach the arms out and overhead. Exhale, take a swan dive forward, arms out to the side as you forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. And on the exhale, hands to blocks or to the mat. Step the right foot back and drop the back knee. Untuck the back toes. Inhale fully, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Reach and extend first. Then circle the hands down, frame the front foot, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, step it forward, forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Let it all go on the exhale. Plant the hands, left foot steps back, drop the left knee, untuck the toe. Your choice. Inhale, reach those arms up, extend up, big breath. Circle the hands down, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step it forward, forward fold. Halfway lift and fold. Press into the feet, bend the knees, rise up, arms out, arms up, hands to heart. Same sequence, but we're going to just add in a half twist. So as you're ready, soften shoulders. Inhale, reaching the arms out and up. Swan dive into your forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, right foot steps back, drop the knee. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, just where we were. Circle the hands down. This is the add-on. Plant the right hand, lift the back knee, take the twist. So left arm comes overhead, stack through your shoulders. Again, keep that left knee hugged in. Don't let it splay out. Beautiful. Take a breath. 3 circles through the arms. Inhale. And as you exhale, just draw that arm down towards the mat, up and back. And as it comes back around, we'll frame that front foot, take a hop off the back foot, forward fold, top of the mat. Halfway lift as you inhale. And exhale, we fold, plant the hands, left foot steps back, and drop the knee. Inhaling fully, Anjaneyasana, lift it up. Circle the hands down. Plant the left hand inside the foot. Lift the back knee. Take your twist here. Stack the shoulders. Reach the left fingertips up. Keep that, the right knee in. Big breath. Begin to circle the arm here. Nice and slow. Big circles. And then we'll bring that right hand inside. So both hands now are inside the right foot. Press the hips up and begin to walk yourself to the long edge of your mat. Pigeon toe the feet, toes in just a bit, heels out. Again, draw the belly in, hands right underneath the shoulders. Nice, straight spine. Take the breath. And then begin to walk the fingertips forward, holding the rest of the body steady and still. So as we crawl the fingers forward, shoulders, chest, heart begins to relax closer to the mat. Use your breath here. The deeper, longer breath will send the invitation to the body that maybe you can crawl those fingers out a little bit more, finding all the space in the outer shoulder joint, all the space between the vertebrae. Take a full deep breath. And then walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Flip them around so you're still on your palms, but your fingers are pointing behind you. And then take the walk here. So now, again, leg structure isn't moving at all. The crown of the head is coming down towards the mat as the reach of the fingers brings the shoulders closer to the mat. Keep a microband in the knees. Then use your breath. Big stretch. Soften into wherever you can soften. Nice. Walk those fingers back underneath the shoulders, flip them back around. Let's just take a couple side lunges just to wash this out. Again, straight spine, bend the right knee, shift the weight. Press back to your central neutral, take it the opposite way. And again. And again. So just easy breath, easy movement. Next time you're over to the right, hold it right. Gather the belly. 2 more breaths. Come back into your neutral. Take it over to the left. We're going to hold here. Any amount of a stretch. Sink it a little deeper, maybe. Noticing your breath. Then press it back to neutral. Then take one more wide angle fold. So here again, let the arms dangle. Keep a slight bend in the knees. Head hangs. And then press back into your palms and begin to walk yourself back to the top of your mat. Both hands will now frame that front foot. Send the front foot back to a plank pose, meeting the left. Find a nice firm plank, fingers spread apart, hips, shoulders in one line, heels go back, chest rises. Full breaths here, deep breaths. Let the trembles, let the wobbles happen. Stabilizer muscles, my friends. Press into those palms. Keep active arms. Big breath here. One more. You got it in you. And as you let it go, drop the knees. Shift the hips back towards the heels, knees together, child's pose. So as you begin to come on to the heels, good. Let the hands rest by the outside of the feet, palms up. As you round over the thighs, allow the shoulder tips to release and let go. The chest to just relax. The forehead resting either on a block or your mat. Connect that third eye and maybe take a little rock there, one side to the other. Bring your focus to your breath. With the knees together, very hard to breathe into the front body. So we use this time to teach ourselves that 360-degree breath. The side ribs, the back ribs, the space between the shoulders. 3 full breaths here. Everything rounds in. And then slide the hands back underneath the shoulders. Press into the palms to lift the torso. We're just gonna hop over onto one hip so that we can bring the feet around. Beginning to make our way onto the back body. Hands maybe behind the knee crease so that you can tuck the chin and begin to roll down nice and easy onto the back. And bring those knees in with you. Again, let the tailbone come. No arch in the spine. We want to have the whole back feel the support of the floor. Take a rock side to side along the sacrum. Releasing the hips, we'll find a happy baby here. So taking the knees wide, just reach the hands inside the legs for the outer edge of the feet or the ankles, and just bring the soles of the feet up. Knees at a 90-degree angle, draw them into the side body. And this time I ask you, set the tailbone down. So different kind of a stretch there. The feet press into the hands press into the feet. And always the option here to just use the forearms around the knee crease to create the same stretch. Take a couple rocks, one side and the other. And then begin to bring the feet straight in the center of your body there. And see if you can straighten through the legs. Any amount, drawing the inner calves together, the inner thighs. Again, option to just hold on to the hamstrings or the calves. Draw the feet overhead. Again, tailbone now, pressing down, making an imprint on your mat. And just like we were going to move into that floating cobbler pose, overhead, the balls of the feet come together, the hands direct the feet down closer to the mat, releasing the feet. The blade edge comes to rest on your mat, knees wide. Prop where you need to prop. Again, hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Pick up that chest, squeeze the shoulder blades under you. Pick up the head just slightly so that you can tuck that chin in. And as you close down the eyes, soften around all the muscles, the temples, the forehead, everything around the eyes. Relax. Release the jaw. Release the tongue. Feel the breath move through the upper chest under your palm. Deepen the breath, the inhale, so the palms rise. And as you exhale, slow, it's like a wave moving from the shoulders through the upper arms, the wrists, and the weight of the hands. The inhale brings space into the torso. You feel the body expand. And as you slow the exhale down, can you feel it melt? Hips, glutes unclench, belly gets soft. Soft opening through the pelvis, the inner thighs. Press the heels and the balls of the feet together. Flare the toes out and away. And take one more full deep breath here. And a slow exhale. And let the feet soften. Bring the hands outside of the thighs, draw the knees together. Slide the left heel down towards the left corner of the mat, the right heel towards the right corner. Let the feet just dangle. Hips heavy. Maybe if you have a weighted sandbag or a blanket, to just bring a little bit of weight into the hip point area. Send the arms wide away from the body, the palms up. Again, if you want to squeeze those shoulder blades underneath you, just create a lot more space between the ears and the shoulders. And then just let yourself be held. Eyes closed. Safe and secure. Your breath, your body, your practice. Shavasana. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you here